Another Knowing You show, and we have Hession here. She is a fellow spiritual woo-woo healer gal who's also darn good at sales. So when you're a coach or a healer and you've been needing to boost your sales, this is where Anne comes in. So, Anne, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Always have fun with you, Tiffany. So we're going to have fun today.
Absolutely. So, what had you switch from being a healer into, well, actually, I think I need to help other healers with their money and not plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it's because, I am an energy healer myself. I got all the woo-woo going on and milk intuitive energy. I've been doing all that stuff for a long time, decades, right? And most of that time, though, I wasn't making any kind of significant money doing it. And there was a point when I had about 15 or so years ago when I just had to get straight with myself. God, it was even longer ago than that. I just had to I had to get straight, get out of denial of the fact that I had to learn to sell it. Right? It's not enough to be, I'm just intending and I'm, clearing more and all that stuff. I actually had to learn how to sell it. If I couldn't sell what I was doing, the coaching and or healing, because I've done both, then it's not going to do anybody any good. Right? Yep. Including me, right? How you help people is by selling them things. Truly, right? Right, including your services. That is how you help people. And getting really straight about it. Oh God, you're so funny. Right? I mean, that's just how it is. And I just I had this moment of I absolutely, I have to stop. No one's going to come along and sell it for me. People are not just going to magically show up. I mean, occasionally someone semi-magically might show up, but you can't, support yourself on an occasional client here or there. Right.
Right.
And so so what I did, and I sales was to me, but I was what I am doing matters. What I am doing is important. I'm here to help people. I'm not going to give up on that. So I'm going to have to learn how to sell it. And I just was okay. So what I did was I went and got a sales job. I went and got 100% commission only sales job.
Yeah, that's one. Put your feet to the fire.
Yeah, right. Put my time about this. And I was I'm going to learn sales. And if I'm going to learn sales, I might as well get paid to learn it. Yeah. Right? So, and I just did that sales training and got a lot out of it. And I became a good salesperson for that company. And then I went and actually got another sales job. And that was intense. That was, it wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't high pressure sales. I don't mean that, but it was at a much higher level and selling higher things and working with business owners and, helping them, with coaching programs and stuff. It was a whole other level. It was very intense from a sales point of view. I literally threw up at one point during the hiring process. Because I was can I do this?
Or was able to get away and go to the bathroom to throw up?
Well, I was home. Okay. I wasn't going into an office. I was doing things. But my point is, I was I have to learn this. Right. Yeah. And along the way, what happened was I learned about sales. I learned about how it works. I learned some amazing and really wonderful ways to do sales, ways to talk that I still use to this day that really work. And I also learned some things I don't like. I learned things about how sales is sometimes done that didn't work for me. Right. And
absolutely.
right? Okay,
Like,
so
I mean, there's the cringe factor just in any observing the way some people sell.
yeah,
And I'm like, no. Like,
yeah,
even if what they're selling is, like, stellar and I totally use that thing, but the approach to the sale was so off-putting, it turned me off. But I know that you like to do the heart-centered approach to sales. I mean,
soulful sales. That's what I do.
soulful sales,
Soulful
baby.
sales.
And I think of sales as $ALE
Yeah,
$sign, it's
yeah,
like
yeah. And you'll have more of the dollar sign if you're doing soulful sales, right? So, I mean, here's how I like to put it is I think that there's having been through that, right? I I think that there's an old, outdated paradigm of sales that's out there in the world and how things, to me, it's outdated, and how to do sales. That is, I'm just going to say it's very male, right?
the
It's a lot of
masculine
male energy,
energy.
right? I want to be clear, I'm not knocking male energy. I love male energy. I have a lot of it myself, right? And that kind of old school, I mean, think of even like sales that we see in movies, right? It's like that always be closing and overcome objections. That's literally like in a lot of traditional sales. That's like a chapter of the book or a chapter of the training is literally called
Yeah.
overcome objections. I'm not making that up. It's
Yep.
overcome them, not address them, understand them, see if you can resolve them. No, overcome them.
Yep.
Right. So that kind of in my world outdated, that it's a paradigm, right? And honestly, it's probably a bunch of industries and places where it's not outdated. It still works really well. It works great. It's working for everybody. Fine, no problem. But for coaches, healers, heart-centered, service people, service-oriented people, male or female, that very like male energy paradigm of sales doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
It's just not a match. Fundamentally, that is the male energy is about the transaction, right? And heart-centered sales is coming from the more authentic female energy of focus on the relationship. And if I were going to take the heart-centered soulful sales and put it in a single sentence, it is about always putting the relationship before the transaction.
Oh, I love that. Always
Yeah.
putting the relationship before the transaction.
Yeah. It doesn't mean the transaction's unimportant.
Right.
It's important.
And
But the
I think
relationships first.
the other thing is that I think there needs to be some masculine energy because, like, divine feminine says, I have forever to, like there's eternity, infinity, and this spaciousness, which is beautiful. And then there's also the masculine, do it now, do it now, do it now. But to me, like having times for both.
Absolutely. And it's just like but it was too far the other way.
Oh yeah.
Right. So this is really, you really build the relationship. And when you build the relationship, and you can build a relationship in 3 minutes, you can also continue to build it over time. But if you're in a sales situation, you can tell if the salesperson is making the transaction more important than you. You can tell, right? You can also tell when they're putting the relationship first. And that's what most people want. And it's what has people come back to you. And it has people, even if that person doesn't purchase from you in that moment for whatever reason, because you treated them that way, you put the relationship first. You're who they will come to when they are ready, and or you're who they will refer someone to. You're like, this isn't for me, but it's exactly what this friend of mine is looking for, because you put the relationship first, right? You put them as more important than the transaction.
Yeah. So could you give us another juicy little secret tip before, I know you've got some events coming up, and we're absolutely going to talk about that. And make an invitation for you guys, because Anne's great and she's got some good stuff coming up that if you need money and you're trying to be a coach or a healer, and maybe you want to shift from getting the sometimes sales to pretty consistent, sales, and you got to attend. So I'm just going to put the link up right now. It's also in the description. And then
I'll tell people what that is. I have a free, and then we'll get into some more tips. But so I have a free 5-day challenge coming up next week. So go sign up for it now. It is called More Sessions, Less Selling, because isn't that what coaches and healers want, right? And it is really going to, it's a really great training. Like, you will, at the end of the 5 days, and it takes minutes a day for you to do. It's super easy to participate in. But at the end of it, you're going to actually have a whole different way of offering and even of delivering what you do in a way that is going to make you stand out. It's going to have people investing and working with you on a longer term basis. It's going to have you actually probably even serving people better, like actually being able to help them in more ways than you're realizing you can do now. It's going to have you stand out as an expert, and you're going to love it. It's a super, super fun training. So sign up for it. It's free. It's really easy to participate in. Like, you'll get an email each day with a video that you can watch whenever it works for you. But we have some live calls every day too. I'll be doing some energy healing work and clearing work too, as part of helping people to work through this stuff that's in the way. So do go ahead and sign up for that. All right. Now, as far as some tips, I think there's 2 fundamental things that are in the way for heart-centered people, like coaches and healers.
Yes.
And one is that it's like the inner stuff, like the inner blocks, right? I don't want to seem pushy. I don't want to seem needy. I don't know, what if they say no? How it's the self-worth, how do I, can I charge that? Well, everyone say, all of those stuff, right? All that noise.
Yep.
Right. All of that stuff around money, right? Is it right to charge for this? So there's all that inner stuff. Okay.
Yes.
And so, like you, I help people with it, right? That's part of what I do with people, is we do that inner work. Because if I just teach you what to say, but you don't do the inner stuff, you won't say
it. Right. The inner and the outer, we got to get aligned in both, congruent, and take action in both ways if you want to be successful.
Exactly.
If you're not ready for that, it's okay. But if you are, then you got to get to stepping.
Yeah, you do. So that's the other part. There's the inner game part. And then there's I tend to think of it as the inner game and the outer game, right?
Yeah.
So the outer is the other reason why you aren't, if you're faced with a situation where someone's interested and you have the opportunity to talk with them and invite them to work with you, and you're like, right? It's very simple. You just are missing the skills that situation requires. Sales is a set of skills, and you can learn them, right?
Really?
And so, right? So if you are in a situation that requires a certain set of skills, and you don't have those set of skills, you're not going to be comfortable. You're not going to be right. You're just like, I don't know what to do. So it's like, no matter how much of that inner work we do, if you don't also know, like, what to ask, right? Like, what to ask, what order, like, understand the decision process that people need to go through, and that's all sales really is. It's a decision. It's guiding people through a decision process to get to a yes or a no, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have the skills too, then all the, for healers, right, all the clearing and stuff in the world, that's not really going to work either, right? How often have we heard this, or even said it ourselves? Any more clients? Right. I guess I'll do more clearing. It's like, yes, do that.
And
you need to open your mouth. You need to put yourself out there. You need both. And so the part of the reason I want to tell you that is just don't beat yourself up and feel like I'm just no good at this, or I just hate it and everything. It's like, you just don't know what you're doing. That's all. Right? And if you learn it, you can do it.
Go to school. I mean, all the major professions in the world do training. to be good and skillful at what they do? Well, we also need that skill to enroll people if we want to contribute.
Sales is truly, it is the single most important. If you actually want to have a business doing this work that you love to do, that's like your soul's calling, and you want to have a business doing it so that you're paid and you can support yourself doing it, the single most important skill you have to have is one-on-one sales. It's more important than marketing. I'll say that again. It's more important than marketing. Here's why I say that. If you can sell, right, you know how to talk about what you do, you know how to see when someone's interested and ask them questions. Sales is mostly asking questions. That's the first thing I want you to know. It's way more asking questions and listening to the answers than it is than telling people stuff. But if you can do that, then just really through your sort of network, like people that you know, you will start to make money. At a certain point, you also then need to start to do marketing so you can reach more people, okay? But here's the tip. Most people try to do it backwards. They try to figure out the marketing first without knowing how to sell. And first of all, marketing's right. So I just really want to get that. Most people do it backwards. They try to figure out, I'm going to put up a website.
I hear that all the time.
All the time. It's like marketing is just an expense unless you can get a sale at the end of it.
Yep.
Okay. It's just an expense of your time, of your money, unless you can get a sale at the end of it. Plus, here's the thing. Most people, they're trying to like do marketing, but they don't know what their message is, right? They don't know what it is to say about what they do that will actually attract people, right? Guess how you get that? By doing sales. The only way to get your marketing message is by talking with people and finding out what they say, what they will tell you, what's attractive about you. They will tell you what got their attention. They will tell you what words resonated with them. That's how you get, the sales is primary. You do sales first with just as a, whoever you can, like the people that do express some interest. And that is what gives you your marketing language. So by the time you're ready to go do a website, you know what to put on it.
Absolutely. Okay. So I know we're starting to get close to the end here. So tell me a little bit more about this 5-day challenge. When is it? What time is it? And who is it for?
Okay. So it is for coaches, healers, heart-centered entrepreneurs, soulpreneurs especially how you deliver what you do is through sessions, right? Like people sign up and they do sessions with you, they do packages with you, and it is going to help you turn that on its head, actually, and be able to sell in a completely different way. This is what the most successful healers and coaches that I know, this is how they offer what they do. Right. And so you have to do it to actually get exactly what I'm talking about. But again, it's free. Okay. So just go do it. But it is going to help you actually use more of your wisdom and your experience and all the things that you have to offer people. There's stuff that you could be doing for them that you're not doing because you don't know how to work that in. You don't know how to offer it so that you could be getting paid for. Or there's things that you're kind of throwing in right now, you're including with a session or whatever, but you're not charging any extra for it, and you could be, right, if you knew how to put this. So it's really going to help you redo and repackage everything that you do, and the result being your calendar is going to be full or way more out in the future. And when you do sell, you're getting people really investing on a longer term basis with you. Okay. Whether you're a healer or a coach, any of that. Now it's super easy to participate in. It starts Monday, March 11th. There's no live thing that you have to show up for at a particular time, although there is a live thing you can show up for, but you don't have to participate in the challenge. Do that, because each day you're just going to get an email that's going to have a 10 to 15 minute, most of them video. That's your lesson for the day and an exercise to take you through. So you do it whenever it works for you that day. It's super great. People all over the world can participate. We will at noon Eastern each of the 5 days have a short kind of little community call where you can ask questions, we can connect, I'll probably do a little healing, right? So we'll have that too, but you don't have to be on that in order to get the challenge. And then we'll do a longer call on day 4, like a longer Q&A call, because by day 4 people have a bunch of questions, right? So you're going to have stuff you'll be creating stuff and you'll want to run it by me and get some feedback. So we'll do that as well. And by Friday, you will have created something brand new for your business that you're going to be so excited to get out there.
Whoop, whoop. Love it. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate you being on the show today. I'm happy to support you and the work that you do, because it's important to give these kinds of inner game and skills to those of us who want to contribute and be willing to be paid for it. Right?
Exactly. And if you're not getting paid for it, you can't do very much of it. Right?
Right.
So if we really want to change the world, we have to embrace telling what we do. And it doesn't have to be this scary thing that we think it is. There's sales can be done in a way that feels that not only feels, it is 100% authentic. It's service. And it's delicious. I mean, that's what sales can be. That's what I'm here to help people be able to do.
How fantastic. Thank you so much, Anne. Everyone, go to the link that's in the chat and up on the screen and sign up for more sessions, less selling, and get in to her 5-day challenge. Learn, grow, heal, make money doing it, and feel the joy. And here's one more little thing. Just by enrolling somebody into whatever your offer is, that in and of itself can be healing for the client.
Absolutely, because they can commitment for themselves. Yes.
Exactly. I mean, just the process. You haven't even done a healing session yet, but the process of inviting them to be a yes to themselves is often a healing.
Absolutely.
So it's
I want to throw one more thing. We have the first one was today, but there's still one more. We're doing some pre-challenge energy healing calls. So there's one of those that's coming up on Sunday, the day before the challenge. So sign up now so you get that information so you can join in that too. So that's for everyone who joins the challenge. We will be doing some really powerful healing together before the challenge even starts. So
when is that?
It's on Sunday.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Anne. Much love and blessings to you and to my beautiful peoples. And I will see you at the next Knowing You show. Bye.
Bye, Ryan.